And here is how the teams got here. We saw the Colombians come through the quarterfinals against Puerto Rico fairly comfortably, but it took a shoot-off against the USA to come through, and that would have given them a tremendous amount of confidence. Chinese Taipei beating the Russians by 3 in the other semi-final. But now here in Salt Lake City at the third stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, it's time to present the team for the gold medal match, Colombia and Chinese Taipei.
Can you come to the line, please?
Shooting for the gold medal, please welcome Chinese Taipei, Shen Liqiu, Shen Yisang, Huang Yiqiu. And here come the contenders for the gold. Please welcome Colombia. Representing Colombia, please welcome one of the most winning archers in World Archery Compound history, Sarah Lopez, Alejandra Usquiano, Nora Valdez. Line judge for our match is World Archery Judge, Mr. Hossein Naserinejad, as we'll be getting underway.
Please prepare. Colombia will shoot first. Chinese Taipei will shoot second. Range clear.
Well, there we go. The line judge Hussein Naserinejad from Iran announcing that the range is clear and safe to shoot, and it will be Colombia, the world number 7, who will shoot first. Sarah Lopez, Alejandra Usquiano and Nora Valdez will shoot the first 3 arrows of the first end. It's time to start the compound women's team gold medal match between Colombia and Chinese Taipei here in Salt Lake City. So 25 out of a possible 30 for Colombia. So it's time for Chinese Taipei to shoot. World number 3 team, Chen Liqiu, Chen Yishuan and Huang Yiqiu.
They're drifting a little bit to the right there. The Colombian team, as he may have noticed that there was some low right drift previously, as they had some high left arrows, so they may have compensated from what they were seeing from the team shooting before them.
Yeah, the advantage of shooting in the second match.
Siente bien la espalda. Sigue abajo, ¿no? Sigue abajo, sigue abajo. eso es, eso es.
52 out of a possible 60, and based on the bronze medal match, that's not a bad score. First end for Colombia, but a chance for Chinese Taipei to strike early. With that 10, they've got a potential of a score of 57 here, so margin of error of potentially 5 points over 2 arrows. That's not looking at all likely here. Looks like Chinese Taipei will draw first blood here in the gold medal match. And a perfect second half, 3 10s, takes them to a 5-point lead, and with the cumulative score in compound archery, that's a very, very good start in these, well, changeable, windy conditions. We did notice that there was a yellow card shown for one of the teams early on, stepping over the line early, potentially.
So she has to go back and re-put the arrow in her quiver before starting over again. Cost them a time delay.
But actually, to be fair, Vic, when you look at the time at the end of that, they were both comfortably with 20-odd seconds left. So they're shooting pretty quick here.
Yeah, these teams practice for these scenarios because sometimes somebody gets excited and pulls an arrow out of their quiver too soon or crosses 2 people across the line. So this is something these teams prepare for.
Chinese Taipei, you lead 57, Colombia 52. Colombia shoots first, Chinese Taipei shoots second.
Well, nothing more to say there. The second end of the gold medal match about to get underway.
Range clear, begin match.
It's Kieno to shoot first in the second end of the compound women's team gold medal match. I see Sarah Lopez just offering some encouragement there. Worked out well. They tend to get things underway, and it does need to be a good start for the Colombians in the second end.
Ahí disfrútalo.
Another 10, that's what they're looking to try to just put the pressure on and keep picking it up a point at a time.
Well, just dropping 2 from the possible 30. It's turn of Chinese Taipei.
See her hair blowing in the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it is the headwind down on the shooting line and then the crosswind down at the target end. 50-meter range in compound archery. Wind starting to have an effect on Chinese Taipei, and you have to have the luck a little bit with the wind. You have to say, Vic, it's just picked up a little bit.
It has. That wind is increasing today.
Well, one right, one left, one in the middle.
Some of these reactions, as you watch archer shoot, some of them are very smooth. That's often when their sight picture is in the middle, and sometimes they're making some corrections, as their sight pin may not be in the middle of the target when the shot goes off due to the wind pushing them around. That was smooth and steady right there.
That's asterisk, so that's going to go for a measure at the end of this end.
Muy bien, eso es trabajo. Una línea, Sara, buen gancho.
So you see they're making a beautiful 10 there. They're making an adjustment. As they're releasing, they're making the adjustment.
Sometimes the sight picture may not be right where they want it. Their sight pin might not be on the middle, so sometimes they may give it a little bit of English, so to say, you know, or correct with the bow arm or release, you know, kind of making two wrongs into a right.
Interesting. Big opportunity here for Chinese Taipei. Trailed by 5 coming into the second end.
This wind is very difficult conditions. You notice some of these archers are shooting a little bit faster pace. I find that can be very helpful in the wind sometimes.
Well, the chance disappeared there. Colombia taking the second by 3, but we will have a measure. It looks like the judges are already going out to have a look at this one. Let's have a listen to hear what they have to say.
X10, 10, 9, 8. Target 2.
Going through the ranking round, the qualifying round, Colombia was the #1 qualifier this event. Winning division, so their score was lower than their usual
X10, 8.
total. They had a score of 1,976 points.
10, 9, 7.
They defeated Puerto Rico in the quarterfinal and they defeated the United States
Did you get the arrows?
in the semifinal to win this position in the gold medal final. Chinese Taipei, meanwhile,
Just waiting for confirmation there. Bob Pannell, the target judge, had his magnifying glass out to measure that, and there you go. It has gone up to a 10. So another point gained for Colombia, and they have closed the gap. It was 5 to start with after the first end, but they've closed it up by 4 in the second.
Chinese
And
Taipei
there's just a
110,
single point between them,
Colombia
but
109,
Colombia will shoot first.
Chinese Taipei shoot second. Range clear, match begin.
So despite Colombia closing the gap by 4 in the second end, they still trail Chinese Taipei. Are you favouring either team, Vic?
This is a very close match, and it's a very even match, so we will see what happens.
On the fence, the Olympic silver medalist from 2000, Vic Wonderly, but I don't blame him. It's very tight. Colombia to shoot first in the third end.
Aprovechalo. Eso es, muy bien, Gil, eso es. Sí. Vamos, Lorita, que abajo nomás. Busca la zona ahí. Sigue la sensación, vamos. Muy bien, eso es todo, no más. Listo, 9 días, suban todos. Vamos a la línea. Aprovechalo. Muy bien, eso es, niña.
Super fast there by Sarah Lopez. 29 out of 30 for Colombia. Put the pressure on early against Chinese Taipei.
Estamos empezando.
Remember, they are shooting for gold here.
So you take these teams, you're talking about how close they are. Out of 216 arrows in the qualification round, they were only 8 points apart between the teams. When you break that down to a few arrows, that is a very, very small margin.
Well, level pegging in the third end here.
宣告应该是19.8，三个人都有一点点偏高。
Aprovechalo, muy bien. Eso es, China, eso es. Yes.
Took a little bit more time there that time, Alejandra Esquiano.
Igual, Nora, igual. Buena zona nomás. Bien. Eso es, Nora, eso es, muy bien. Buen trabajo. Ahora. Igualito, Sarita. Buena línea, buena línea. mucho tiempo. Eso es.
So bit by bit, through the ends, the Colombians have got better.
Yeah, 12.9，还是偏高哦，12.98。可以啊，899。
So minimum a point being dropped here by Chinese Taipei. They have to score a 10 to limit the damage though. Time there and dropped down to a 9, so they dropped 2 points there, and Colombia have stolen the lead at the conclusion of the third end. And the Colombians have just got better end by end, and they're clearly communicating with each other as athletes. But the coach plays an important part in these team competitions.
Of course, the coach has to really help out with the time management, keeping them on track, keeping their minds in order. There's a lot of things the coach can do to help these run smoothly. You can see the enthusiasm right there with their team dynamics.
And keeping the morale up, those high fives, quite important for, you know, it may seem like a tiny thing to our viewers at home, but they really buoy you, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes keeping that confidence up is really a good thing.
And he's beaming there, so that will also help their confidence. And the Colombians are looking very relaxed. They've just taken a slender 1 point lead, but you've got to say the
By 1
momentum
point,
is with them.
Chinese
Perhaps the wind
Taipei,
behind them.
we shoot first, Colombia shoot second.
来，我们先射哦，要果断哦。哦，
Range clear, match begin.
So Hussein Nasser-Jad from Iran there, calling the athletes to shoot the final end in the compound women's team gold medal match. Chinese Taipei, trailing by just that single point, will shoot first.
主角10分，61哦。
You could see her throw her bow arm on that. Her sight picture was not what she wanted. Probably resulted the wind pushing her off target at an inopportune time.
Yeah, blustery wind. It died down for the first archer and then picked up for the second. Good communication between number 2 and number 3 for Chinese Taipei. Made the adjustment because the wind stayed high.
Buena línea.
It's clear to see why these girls are in the gold medal match.
Igual, Marisa, la zona. Siempre bien sensación. Buena. Muy bien, Sara. Eso es. Muy bien.
28 out of a possible 30 really puts the pressure on Chinese Taipei. Net gain of 4 with 3 arrows per team to go in the gold medal match. They can't do any more than that. Keep the pressure on. Another 10 here. So it's keeping Colombia honest for their final 3 arrows. It was a 10. Back to X there, finishing strongly. Team from Chinese Taipei. Potential for 225 points in total for Colombia. Margin of error of 4 points over 2 arrows. Unlikely the Colombians are going to drop that.
These windy conditions, you never know what will happen, but this is a nice lead going into the last arrow.
So 8 to win for Sarah Lopez. And it's a 10, and the Colombians have taken the gold in the compounds women's team event here in Salt Lake City.
Another World Cup championship for the team of Colombia. And a silver medal for Chinese Taipei. Let's congratulate both
Well,
teams.
Sarah Lopez is one of the biggest medalers in women's compound archery, and well, she only dropped a single point across that whole gold medal match.
That is amazing to do that in this type of wind. It's clear to see why they wanted her closing out this match, and nerves of steel and able to handle the wind. That's
and
what you
they
want.
actually switched the order there because I think Valdez was shooting last early on, so they did put Lopez in the pressure position of third spot, and what a key moment that was, and probably the coach's decision. They do play such an important part in this sport.
That's one of the great things about the team dynamics of this. You can adjust things as you go and try to use the strengths and weaknesses of the team event.
Can we lead the field? Can we lead the field, please?
Well, there we go. The women's team here is now concluded. Colombia have taken the gold medal as we watch highlights of that gold medal match. And to be fair, Chinese Taipei didn't do too much wrong, as we can see, hitting the 10s on a regular basis. A beautiful shot there down the range, and it was that lady there, Sarah Lopez, who was the star player for Colombia here in Salt Lake City, and the Colombians took the gold. There we are, the celebrations. They've taken the spoils here at the Eastern Foundation's Archery Center. And here's confirmation of the final rankings. Colombia taking gold, Chinese Taipei in silver, and the USA beat Russia to the bronze medal. Italy, Mexico, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Denmark finish off our lineup. I hope you're enjoying live coverage here from the third stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. Of course, you can follow us in between on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course Instagram, where you can see some special features with all of the top athletes and some fun little challenges as well along the way. So you can see there, Vic, the flags on the left-hand side at the end of the range. And it is interesting. I mean, we've got an opportunity to explain to the viewers that at the shooting end of the finals range, it's closed in. The sides are closed off. The wind is not affecting them across. But at the end, there is a crosswind.
Yes, it's very challenging for the archers to figure this out. They're trying to take a reading of several different wind indicators of this whole thing. What they feel, what they see. You know, like you said, they're somewhat blocked at the target, or at the shooting line, but they can get a swirling wind. And as you can see from the hair flying, they are getting wind on them there, but that wind may be completely different from what they're seeing the wind flag doing down at the target. So it's tough shooting conditions to figure out sometimes.
Tough indeed, but now it's time for the medal ceremony here in the compound women's team event.
By Archery Olympic medalist Denise Parker. Gifts will be presented by Archery Trade Association CEO Matt Corman. Bronze medal winners, United States of America. Silver medal representing Chinese Taipei. Shen Yixuan. Huang Yiqiu. Gold medal representing Colombia. Sarah Lopez. Alejandra Yusquiano. That was more about that. And Alejandra Yusquiano. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Colombia. Give a round of applause to our athletes.